Alright, what's up guys? So today I decided to visit my good friend Pablo and his new office out here in Hickory Hills. And look at what he's got. He's got his own little bar in the basement. So
we got the bar, right? We got the bar. All of us got the bar.
So we decided to do a quick episode of Bar Talk, or Beer Talk. So
salute.
Salute again.
It's a great week.
Salute. Erik from Remax Partners. We have
Pablo Galarza with the Galarza team at Remax Partners.
And then you have Luis Treto with Guaranteed Financial.
All right, we're going to cover a couple topics today, keep it short. So we want to begin with inventory. I think it's pretty safe to say we've all been kind of struggling, finding some of our buyers some homes. What's been your experience with inventory, Pablo?
They're not coming up. I mean, we made some changes. I think we've gotten in a crazy market, right? Where they raised the rates to drop the demand, hoping that inventory comes up, and it did not come up. Yeah. So now demand went down. We lost 20% of sales, but inventory was supposed to rise because of it, and it didn't. Now, and I think the biggest fear is that sellers don't have anything to buy, so they don't want to sell without having anything to buy first. 100%. So now it's got really creative for us in today's market. So now we got to find the ways to get the sellers to put this out, put their property out, so that we can continue having that inventory.
Yeah. So to your experience, I got a situation right now. I got a house in Market Park that we're actually looking to close next week, and that client is going to sell and purchase cash. And the last 3 offers that we put have actually been in this area, Hickory Hills, Palos. We've been outbidded by other cash buyers. Right. So, what do you got to say about interest rates maybe impacting the inventory?
A lot of people that don't want to sell are the people that have 2.5%, 3% rates, right? So when you have somebody that has a 2.5% rate versus somebody that's going to have a 6.5%, 7% in today's market, people are just holding still. They don't want to sell.
My argument has always been there's still the power of equity. Most people don't understand the equity. Their power, how much they got. So, listen, I got a 3% rate. So, but you still have to grow. Your family still grows. You're not going to stay in that house for 30 years because you got a 3% rate. Because you have a 2-bedroom. Your family goes to 4 or 5. You're going to stay there. Yeah. You're going to have to use that.
That's a valid point. But a lot of people in this market, a lot of clients that we dealt with, they're just very rate conscious. You know what I mean? Well, especially clients that got the benefit of a 2.5 rate, 2.7. To them, it's like the end of the world if they let it go, right? We understand it. We understand that people will eventually.
I got a 2.6 in my own, all right? But I know that I still want to sell my house. I got
3 1/4, Louis. What's going on?
Thanks, Louis, for the 2.6.
Sorry, it wasn't Louis. It wasn't me.
It wasn't Louis, man. It was my other buddy. He took care of me. But I think when it first started, when the rates went that low, we had a 2.6, and I looked at it and I said, man, I still got my house because I got grandkids who might come down in the future. My kids, the family's getting bigger. I want that staycation coming. Right. So how do you get there? I'm going to stay with my 2.6. I'm going to take that equity. If I got $200,000 of equity and I put that into a new house, the rate, the mortgage payment is still going to be low.
Right. Back to your comment with equity. Some of the lists. So personally, I've had quite a bit of listing appointments these last maybe month or two. So I got some inventory coming up, but it's going to be probably hitting the market maybe closer to late May, early June. But the people that I see are selling, it's people that have owned their homes for over 10 years. So some of these did not take advantage of the refis.
They have mediocre rates.
Again, 2 of the homes that I'm going to put for sale are paid in full. One of them's an estate. I got 2 condos coming up. So maybe it's just a different type of clientele that really needs to sell.
Yeah, and then that's what I was going. A lot of people that I've helped in the last couple months that have sold and then bought, they're selling because of life change, right? So kind of like what you're saying there. They have no choice.
They have to buy.
They have no choice.
Just really quick. So for our viewers, what do you think they're going to experience if they do decide to sell or they do decide to buy, Pablo?
Well, I think the thing with us is when they say, well, I'm going to sell, but I got to find something to buy first before I sell. Right away, we prioritize that client. Look, listen, I'll tell you what, let's go shopping. Let's go look at it. The moment you find that property you want, that you love, the market's there for us, we'll get at it. Let's prepare your property for sale. Let's get the pictures done, let's get everything settled there. So the moment you find it, we pull the trigger pull, let's go. Because when you go on the market today, you're not going to be on it for more than, you shouldn't be on it more than 7 days. Unless you want a price you're just not going to get. But if you price it right, you do the numbers right, you pre-plan it right, you should be able to get that seller to buy and then be able to sell right away.
Right.
Or the other options were, we're looking at HELOCs and we're looking at, they were talking about bridge loans, but that gets a little complicated.
It does.
People don't want to hear about all these extra expenses to get that equity back out.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, that with HELOCs, that's an option. It's an option to take money out and buy another property, but a lot of people just don't want to have two mortgage payments. They have to get rid of one in order to qualify for the other.
Even though it's temporary, but that gets a little tricky.
So for the sake of time, let's move on to another topic that we want to talk about. Let's talk about appointments. This might be a little bit more your specialty, but I mean, we deal with also, buyer consultation, listing appointments. So what are you seeing in the appointment
now? I mean, technology is so advanced that you could literally upload all your documents from your iPhone, right?
Okay.
We could have a conversation via Zoom. You could take your own loan application within our website.
Do you find clients are taking advantage of that though?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people, just like some of us, I mean, we're kind of strapped for time, right? So people don't have time to meet with you on a Saturday afternoon, or especially now that it's getting warmer, a lot of things are going on in the summer. So they want to be able to do the application, get you what you need, and then you do a Zoom call or conference call. The days of meeting people in person, I mean, we're still there. We still want to meet with you in person. We want to go over these numbers in person, but you do have a demographic of clients that just want to do everything electronically.
Pablo?
That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
You've got some people that just want to do everything with Zoom. Those are more our millennials and our more
Younger generation.
our Cubs fans. But our Sox players, we want face to face.
There's not dividers yours here, Pablo.
I think Lewis is going to realize that I'm more of a face to face. I want these guys meeting with the clients direct. I want that relationship building. I don't want to be transactional relationship. I like to have more of a here you get to know who I am, I get to know who you are, what your expectations are, let's set this up. I think it works a lot better. So a lot of people that work from home, they want to do Zoom, they're going to plateau. They're not going to be able to meet that. That's just my opinion on it. I think being in the office, having that office culture, meeting your clients face to face, setting those relationships are going to really take it to the next level.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially with a lot of the older clients, I like to sit down with them, show numbers in person, and that way they have a better understanding of what they're getting themselves into as far as payment and breakdown of cash to close.
So to that point, I mean, as much as I agree with what you guys
What are
say,
your take on it?
my take is right now real estate is such a fast pace.
Yeah.
Like a house gets put in the market on a Thursday or Friday, and by Sunday, agents want offers, they want it to be fully signed, they want pre-approvals to be updated. So as much as I personally do like to talk to clients, and I wish real estate was a little bit slower paced, I just don't think the market allows us to be able to accommodate every single client to be in person. So I think it's not so much that we don't want to, I think it's just the market, it requires you to be a little bit more virtual, to do things more, obviously over the phone, through text messages, through email. So I personally, I think what we've been successful is, we try to not necessarily limit the time, but reduce the amount of time that it takes us to explain a contract.
Right.
That it takes us to write a contract. Just for the sake of time to try to present your offer and meet the highest and best
to your point, I mean, that also works with us on the loan side. We want to submit your loan application on Monday, but we need an updated pay stub. We're not going to wait for you till Friday for you to drop it off. Go on your app, download it, send it to us.
So I think for viewers, I think they need to understand that a lot of times it's not us trying to pressure them to hurry up. It's because we're trying to meet, offer.
No, I'm pressuring them to hurry up.
Sure.
But purpose? I didn't want you to get to the EV. There's no reason to wait 3 days to get this on Monday.
Right.
Well, I got 3 days to do it. It doesn't mean you wait 3 days.
Right.
Same thing with the turn review. Well, I'm going to wait to the 5th day of the turn review. What?
No need
So what
for
do you do the last 4 days? I'm not going to sit
Yeah.
down. It just doesn't make sense to me, guys. I don't want to sound like I'm in a rush. Hey, let's be on it. Boom. Hey,
you have to be efficient.
What you can do today, why wait till tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the purpose?
And that's what we do too. I mean,
I hate to, I'm not rushing them, but it's more of me as
have
hey,
to.
let's make sure that I'd rather get a clear close 10 days before the closing date of the contract than be on the contract asking for extension.
Yeah.
Oh, because this guy took 5 days to give me them freaking
Pay stub or whatever.
or
Yeah.
verification of employment.
Right.
And why do we
No,
make
no,
that?
we have to be
It doesn't make
efficient with
sense.
time, man. We have to be efficient with time, and that's how we're able to close these deals quickly.
All right, so to finish our bar talk today, we're going to cover one last topic, and we're going to talk about fall market to spring market. So we're going to have one cheers before we talk about it.
I have a couple.
Boom. Again, we're not paid employees of Modelo, by the way.
And we're not condoning drinking on the job either.
I'm not on the job.
So
This is after hours. Remember,
Right.
it's 7 o'clock somewhere.
So we are definitely transitioning from the spring market to the summer market. So I kind of want to take it a different direction. Instead of covering fall market, let's talk about what do you think the summer market's going to be, Pablo? Like what do you think we're going to experience this summer? Are we going to see an increase of inventory? Are we going to see a little bit more of
We're in
our...
uncharted waters. I mean, honestly, what we're seeing right now, we haven't seen in a while. I mean, God, I hate to say it, in 19 years.
You've been in this business since when?
I was here in the market crash 2007. I was here with the pandemic. And now I'm here now with this inflation issues.
Yeah.
And I swear, I think my daughter said it. Like, God, I hate living in history. Because I mean, this is what we are. We're in history. We're going through a historical moment.
Yeah.
What we see now with these no inventory and inflation and then no demand, and now a house comes out, everybody's jumping on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make a lot of sense.
Right.
Because we should have inventory now since if demand goes down. But regarding going back to your fall and market, I feel like, I mean, the right of the spring market, I feel like we're in the fall market. I was just telling you earlier, 1 out of 3 deals are falling apart.
Yeah.
The buyers are like, yeah, I won. And then they go to sleep like, hey, did I overbid? Why did I win? And how did I? And then they come back and they say, you know what, maybe you.
And that's the thing that right now, I think a lot of buyers are getting influenced by clients from last year or even 6 months ago, because we're still having bidding wars, but at the same time, the buyers from this year, not only are they sometimes overbidding, they're doing, appraisal waivers, but on top of that, they're getting a much higher interest rate that buyers were getting 12 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I am seeing, I think sellers are starting to realize that the market has peaked in a lot of neighborhoods. So if you try to sell your house, if you weren't content with selling your house for $350 last year in the fall, guess what? This spring market, summer market, you're probably going to get $350 again.
Remember one thing, Eric, you
So-
can't blanket the entire market as the same.
Of course.
So you go to Naperville, it's even crazier than it is.
Yeah.
But if we go to the Sox areas, and, we go some areas in Garfield Ridge, or not Garfield Ridge, I'm talking about West Lawn, Colorado, we see some inventory. Because those sellers are like, hey, I want $350 for this. And no, it's not going to happen because there's not the same demand as it would be in Garfield Ridge or it would be in the north side. So it depends on your zone where you're working at.
Yeah.
We're seeing different things.
Yeah, and I feel like if a property is priced correctly, that soft spot with the price point, man, you see so many buyers just flock to that property.
I think the markets where either neighborhoods or suburbs where you got really good school ratings, I think that area is
Again,
continue
that's a whole
to
different
grow.
market.
Yeah.
I mean, you go over there to the north side suburbs and you go, I mean, with the friggin' everybody wants to be in their mile. Of course, the demand's still there. There's a lot of cash over there. I mean, they don't even need financing.
Right.
Yeah. So give me those buyers. We got those buyers or sellers. I love that, right?
But we have to wear cup sacks.
We're in the inner city. We're in the inner city where we work a little harder to get the same thing done. So I know some agents that close 10 properties and I close 40 and they have more volume than we do.
Yeah.
Well, that's volume is the magic, right? That's where I go. But we work a little harder because we're in different price range,
different price points,
different areas, and I think that's a whole different market.
Well, there you have it. Just to kind of recap, we talked about inventory for the year. What are our predictions for the summer market?
Yeah.
And we talked about appointments as well. So, I mean, any last comments you guys want to talk about?
I mean, I feel like this is going to be a very interesting market just because of everything that you mentioned. We still have high rates, low demand, and properties. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at any type of crash. I don't see that happening. We went through the 2007 market. We saw how bad it got there. We survived. Yeah. We can survive that.
This is nothing near what happened.
We're still staying on top.
I mean, I think just to kind of finish up, we keep talking about inflation on homes and interest rates, but we haven't even really touched the surface on inflation for rents. So it's like if you're worried about your mortgage being higher, just keep in mind what rents are going to be for the next 6 months to 12 months.
Yeah.
But I think that's a whole other topic.
That's another episode.
Yeah. We're going to talk rents versus purchase. No.
But there you have it. Let's end it with cheers.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, Pablo,
until the next one.
Thanks for having us in your
We'll do
private
one
bar
more.
here.
What is it? Beer talk.
Beer talk.
There you go.